Hey, I'm Brian Slasher at Suits. What's going on, dudes? And today we're covering the Forever Purge. This is the fifth Purge movie in the Purge franchise. The Purgeverse, right? Alright, so it goes like every other Purge movie. Like there's a Purge that happens at night, but this time the Purge ends, but doesn't really end because it's like forever. The people are like, nah, forget that. The sirens went off. We're not obeying any of that. The purge is gonna last forever now. And then the main girl, I wouldn't even call her final girl. She's like a final woman, Adela. And you might remember her from being Batista's like sort of girlfriend who got her neck broke in Army of the Dead earlier this year.
Help me! Help me! The purge is over, please!
Well, those two bunnies don't get to kill her because she gets saved, and then they get bashed in the head with bats and poked in the skull. So, right? Those bunnies were trying to trap people because it's like daytime. People's guards are off. The purge is supposed to be over yesterday, but it's almost like they're like, this is purge overtime. So, those two bunnies get dealt with. And if she's the main girl, then this guy is like the main guy, even though they're not like a couple. And he runs into a couple of like construction purgers. A lot of these purgers have like a theme to their costume.
Oh my god.
We gotta find another way to get out of here.
So he's protecting his pregnant wife from these daytime purgers. Probably tweakers, right? Because they were up all night the night before purging, and I guess this is just them keep on going. And most of these kills are just what? It seems like a stab and then like sledgehammer to the head. Yeah, it seemed like the budget was gone for some real good gore. Like the blood splatters, it's fine, we get blood, but we didn't really get any good gore out of this. We need Tom Savini back in this bitch or something. So it basically starts off that guy was doing okay until one of his former employees decides to daytime purge against him.
No, it ain't. Can't hide behind your steel walls no more. Powerless. How's that feel? This is the real purge. The Forever Purge!
Hurry up! They're coming!
Will Patton didn't last in this movie too long because with that whole scene being tied up and gagged, he took off the gag, had a couple of lines of dialogue, and then shot in the head. Nothing spectacular here. So you're going, well, who's the main villain then? I guess this main villain's gonna be this like Matthew McConaughey sort of guy, but that's not it at all. It ends up being somebody else who comes in almost near the end of the second, third act. So now this guy has a vendetta with him, even though they killed their amigo right off the bat, just shot him and he curled up and died. But after that, they're trying to just do escape to Mexico, him and his pregnant wife and the whole bunch. But, right, you should win after that. They want to purge the whole, like, country of everybody. If they're going to Mexico, let them go to Mexico. So they chased them all the way down to the border just to make sure they died.
¡Quieres este marrano!
English! Speak!
Does this translate?
So that's how the sort of main bad guy dies. He's right there with a bullet into the head. And they switched up like the pun at the very end because I don't know why. For the trailer they did, it was like, does this translate? But in the actual movie, he just goes, pendejo. Boom! I guess you can't say pendejo in the trailer. I don't know. Like, they switched up a couple of things from the movie and the trailer. See, like this guy, no Nazi swastika on his face in the trailer, but he definitely had it inside the movie. And I get it, that's like too much to have like inside of a trailer, right? Just him having that tattoo on his face is too much, but right, I don't know, the cops acted like they just picked him up right there, but you got swastika on your face, you're pretty much already in jail. But I won't count these theater people because they did some sort of neat trap where they disguised some like prop dummy bodies and then would pop out at you, sort of like a Halloween Horror Nights scare maze. But the rule was they didn't have no dialogue, so they didn't count. For the most part, it was just anarchy. A lot of people were just getting shot. A couple of people got stabbed, but you're right, you can't keep track of that unless you go through like every single one. I'll just keep track of what I think is if you have any lines of dialogue or not. So if you go by that logic, at least like 8 people just who had lines, right? And then even some of the people, like you thought this Matthew McConaughey bootleg guy was sort of gonna be the main bad guy, but he sort of just bounced, and then they just replaced him with a different guy. Went, well, he's the new bad guy now. Like, all right. So maybe they're keeping him for the sequel. Who knows? But it was very muddled with all these like political messages, and I don't know what the hell they were really going for. It's basically like a road trip movie when they were trying to escape to Mexico, and it's like, oh, it's the opposite. Americans are trying to get inside Mexico legally, but I don't know. Who knows? Alright, if you like that, stay tuned for some live streams and more kill counts in the future. And catch you dudes later. Later, dudes.